Welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast, your number one source for all things entertainment. Join host Marco Mazzola and his fellow ranters as they sound off on the latest movies, TV, and the world of entertainment. Now, here are your ranters for the hour, Marco, Mila, Larry, and Bruno.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Rants podcast. I am, as always, your host, Marco Mazzola, and we are brought to you once again by the Subculture Podcast Network. Find us online at bio.link/Subculture Pod Network. All right. Check out all the different podcasts we have available. Drop us a line if you'd like to see more podcasts or if you'd like to be part of the network. Feel free to reach out to us. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to start a two-parter. All right. For this weekend and next, we're going to do a two-parter on a very special show that, Larry and I definitely grew up watching, but there's been some new additions or continuations to that show. So we're excited.
And the masters of the universe. I am Adam, Prince of Eternia and defender of the secrets of Castle Grayskull. This is Cringer, my fearless friend. Fabulous secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull."
All right, so we are talking about He-Man. We'll definitely touch on the original Filmation show as we go along and talk about this. But what we're really getting into this week and next week is the new Netflix series by Kevin Smith. So it was broken into 2 seasons, and the first season was broken into 2 parts. So today we're going to talk about the first season, called Revelation. All right, so it's Masters of the Universe Revelation, okay? And they really kind of drop the He-Man part of the opening, like the title, and we'll get into that why. So let's go around and say hello to our ranters. Hello, Larry.
Hey.
Hey, Mila.
Hey, yo.
All right, so again, we're going to be touching on Revelation today, and next week we'll work on Revolution, okay?
Yes, sir.
So let's get into it. Let's go to the, tail of the tape on this one. How many episodes do we have on Revelation?
10.
10 episodes.
Yep. It breaks it down into 2 parts, so it's 5 episodes per part.
Right. And it was just, to me, it brought back the magic. And we'll get into the verses. We'll probably do more verses next week so we can talk about both. But again, Revelation was a 10-part series. I want to give just a little bit of the voice actors that went into this one. You had Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played Teela and Mercenary number 2. Lena Headey, who played Evelyn.
Awesome.
Mark Hamill plays Skeletor.
Fucking great.
Right. Tiffany Smith plays Andra. Chris Wood plays Adam/He-Man. Liam Cunningham plays Duncan or Man-at-Arms. Stephen Root. I just love me some Stephen Root. He played Cringer/Battle Cat.
It's funny. I actually had to look that up because it sounded like Kevin Smith.
Yeah, I know. At some points, it kind of does.
I was like, wait, did he do the voice of Cringer?
I don't know. Did he do any voice? I have to look at it. Diedrich Bader played King Randor, also Trapjaw, and Pilgrim number 1 and the Father. Kevin Michael Richardson plays Beastman. Susan Eisenberg, who we know from a lot of different Wonder Woman things, as she played the Sorceress and an Eternia woman. Griffin Newman, who I'm not very familiar with, but he played Orko. I thought he did a great job as Orko. Henry Rollins is Triclops.
Awesome.
Queen Milena. Alicia Silverstone plays Queen Marlena. Justin Long is in this as Roboto. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Jason Mewes is Stinkor, which I thought was a great. Phil Lamar plays Hero and Spikor. Alan Oppenheimer, the original OG Alan Oppenheimer, plays Mossman.
Yeah.
That was good to see him because he's an original.
Yes.
He's an original voice actor from the original series, so that was super cool to see him in. I'd imagine at this point, so many of the originals have either passed on or just at this point just sort of out of business, out of the industry. Maybe they're just at that age where they're done. It was good to see another Kevin Conroy. So obviously they did this a while ago. He played Merman.
Oh.
Yeah, he has one more. He has one more like posthumous thing coming out. He is Batman and Mark Hamill's Joker. So they were doing, I know it's a side topic, but this is Entertainment Rants, so fuck it. They're doing, I don't know if you've seen the Justice League, the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yes.
They do the cartoon.
Yep.
And they're breaking it into 3 parts. So we've already seen one has been out. Part 2 is coming. The cartoon, right? The animated, an animated movie.
Yeah.
Part 2 is coming out. Part 3 has, because it's multiverse, it's got the original animated Batman and Joker in it. So it goes back to the Batman animated series. People are getting involved.
That's
cool.
Because they're really bringing in so much of all the different animated stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's part 1 was really cool. Part 1 was, and well, this is another day, another topic. Part 1 was really fucking confusing because there's a lot of jump around in time and stuff like that, like a lot of Flashpoint type stuff. But I liked it. So anyway,
you're
gonna get Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill one more time as Batman and Joker from the animated stuff. So it's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
Rest in peace, Kevin Conroy. Ralph Garman's in this. I mean, Kevin Smith played Goatman and Pig Boy. And this is a good one. Danny Trejo plays Ram Man.
Jesus.
So I mean, again, this is like, this is a great cast. It's Kevin Conroy. I mean, it's Kevin Smith. He knows everybody. Like everybody knows Kevin Smith. He's got a lot of connections in the industry. So he just taps a lot of people to come in and do some great stuff. I mean,
so I'm sorry. I'm looking at the IMDb cast list too for Revelation, and Method Man is in it. So if you listen to our last week when we did when we did,
I was going to let you do that. I saw that. I wanted to let you.
When we did Nobody.
Yeah.
The RZA was in that, which is part of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah.
Method Man, which is also part of the Wu-Tang Clan, was in this one. So it's two
Wu-Tang Clan
awesome.
references coming up on the podcast.
We got
lately.
the Wu coming out. This is pretty dope.
That's what she said.
Also,
Anyway,
Oh my god.
you can't set me up like that. I just told you before we started recording.
Another person too for the horror fans. I picked up on it right away. Tony Todd is in this. And if you don't know who Tony Todd is, he is Candyman.
Okay, see, I'm not a huge horror man. Sorry, Mark.
But
I'm not a huge horror. Sorry, Mark McQueen. I'm not a huge horror fan guy.
I heard. So he plays Scareglow.
Okay.
The guy that loves fear.
Yeah.
And when I heard his voice, I was like, that sounds like fucking Candyman. That sounds like Tony Todd. I was like, I have to look it up. And sure as shit, it was him. And I was like, that's sure as shit. I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. And like you said, I had to go back to, the IMDb because a lot of these voices did sound familiar from actors that I know. I'm not big into the whole voice acting, world like you are.
Yeah,
right?
I do get into it a lot.
I don't delve into that too much.
My favorites.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Shout out Tara Strong.
She's all over the place.
Oh, she's everywhere.
Gotta love Tara Strong.
You can't throw a shoe at an animated feature and not find Tara Strong in the credits somewhere.
So when I heard certain voices through this, I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. Let me look it up. And I went.
Her parents own like a Hello Kitty store in Canada. They run.
That would be cool. I don't know. That's crazy.
I think she did Hello Kitty in Canada for a while. Like she did the voice for a long time ago. It was like one of her first.
Hello Kitty had a voice?
Yeah, it's a cat, but the Canadian version, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
There's a large Japanese culture there, so they brought it over and yeah. Anyway, just wanted to throw that aside.
Did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
Not the whole thing. I never finished it.
I watched 3 seasons of it.
So then you know who Evelyn was? Lena Headey.
Yes.
Which one's that?
Yeah. From Game of Thrones. Yes.
From Game of Thrones.
Yes. Her I do know.
Lena.
Why can't I think of her name? She was the bad bitch in Game of Thrones.
The bad bitch.
I know.
Throw a shoe.
Oh, the bad bitch from Game of Thrones. Yeah, no.
Shoe,
the incest twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I was talking. Why can't I fucking think of her name now?
Because I looked her up, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah,
Cersei.
that's her.
Shit. Cersei Lannister.
Yeah.
She's also the wife in 300. That movie 300. So she's awesome. So I heard her voice. I was like, holy shit.
That's awesome. I did not know that.
Another person from Game of Thrones was Liam Cunningham. He was also in Game of Thrones.
Liam Cunningham.
He played Duncan Man-at-Arms. He was also in Game of Thrones. He played Davos Seaworth.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I got you.
So again, watching this show, you hear the voice. I'm like, I've got to look it up because again, I thought Kevin Smith played Cringer. Obviously, that's what made me look it up, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
Then that's when I found that Jason Mewes was Cinco. I was like, that's pretty funny. That Jason Mewes has got a small little role in this, and a lot of just the different people that came in that very much surprised me. that they were doing.
They had
stuff
a big
on
cast. They had a much bigger cast than I thought. Like once I looked at I glanced at the names of the voice actors afterwards, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, it's Kevin Smith production. Like he went all out for this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know, again, it's really nice.
I felt like there was a lot that went into this.
There's a lot of love.
There's a lot of love. You can tell.
Yeah. Because not just Kevin Smith, but anybody who has that passion for the original source material, it's great to see them do stuff like this, who have the creativity, have the writing chops, because we know he does.
Right.
You know, he can do a dialogue scene like nobody's business. But to do it and to put the love into it that he did was super appreciated, because, you know, Larry and I definitely grew up with the original
What's
80s.
impressive is the fact that I did not grow up watching this movie. Or the show, and I knew little to nothing about this. But even then, like, once I finished Revelation, I was like, this product feels loved. Like this, I can tell how much effort and time and care went into making this, that I started to fall in love with it. Like I was like,
it almost makes you want to go back and watch the original stuff. I don't know if it would hold up as much as this show, and we'll get into that too, because the animation house that did this is, you know, it's 2023, 2024,
right,
2022. I think when the original one came out. You know, it's different. But what I loved about this too, going back and building on what Mila said, is that it's not just a love affair with the original source material. It picks up essentially where the original left off. You know, so somebody who watched all of the originals, and again recently, like during the pandemic, I have them all, I think, on DVD or something. I have, you know, like, what the hell, nothing else to do. So I watched the original. I watched the original G.I. Joe. I watched the original Thundercats. I watched He-Man.
Love Thundercats.
I went through all like my old nostalgic stuff that I used to watch when I was a kid. Like, nothing else to do. Well, the baby was just being a baby sitting there. You know what I mean? Like, just in his little moppy seat, you know, little bouncy seat. Like, all right, might as well do something. So I watched all my original stuff, and He-Man was definitely made the list. And it was good to then come to see this. Like, it really does kind of pick up where the old stuff left off. So this is not like the what year? There was another year they did a reboot or remake.
2002.
Yeah,
I think because I was looking that up.
It was the 1990s, the New Adventures of He-Man, and then there was that was like almost like very different. Yeah, very, very different.
Even the drawings of it, the aesthetics look of it was super different. Yeah.
But they did another series in the early 2000s. Yeah. Which was more akin to the original stuff, but almost like this in terms of artwork. But again, it was like a retelling. They rebooted and restarted, and it was fine. It was decent. I did watch it. I liked it well enough. But having the original, you know, content in my head, it was hard to suck through a reboot. You know what I mean? Like, and again, it was good. The toys that came with it were good. The animation style was good. The writing wasn't as strong as this. Again, I don't know that they had the same writers, and I don't know. Again, based on the source material, I want to see this. So when this came out, when I heard this was coming out, and I heard, you know, Kevin Smith announce that he was doing this, everything went up for me. Like all the hair on the back of my head, like the neck is like, yes, this is going to be great. I know he's going to have love for this show, and he did. And he brought in great writers, Mark Bernardin, who's a close friend of his. They do Fat Man Beyond now, which is the new version of their podcast. So I knew there was going to be a lot of love for this show. And he really went to a great, I got to find the animation house name. I had it and then I lost it. And they did an amazing job. So updating, but sticking true. So a couple things that they did, right? One, in this series, you actually see like He-Man and Skeletor's nipples. Really weird. They're there when they're bare chest. It's kind of weird. However, Teela and the Sorceress, they have like no cleavage. Like they covered them up more than the original series, so they reversed that, which I think is appropriate. You know what I mean? Because I mean, obviously the original Filmation version, you know, from Lou Scheimer was not as sensitive to that kind of stuff as, you know, we are today.
Like, a woman, she's got to wear less clothes.
Like, yeah.
They won't hold their attention.
Men can fight in full-on battle armor, and the women have nothing. They're wearing a bikini, and that's how they fight. Go get them. So, you know, it's a different day. But I like the new costumes. I liked the new, you know, the way everything was produced, the scenery, the music, I thought was really well done. I know a lot of people had a trouble with Revelation because it became more of a Teela story than a He-Man story, right?
Yeah.
And, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, they basically kill him off
Twice.
And they kill off Orko throughout the story, and it just really focuses hardcore on Teela and Teela's development.
No, they don't kill off Orko.
They killed off Orko for a second.
They did. They do kill him off.
Oh, that's right.
Back as like super powerful Orko.
He was dead.
Sorry.
Yeah, then he came back as like that giant, big, super powerful Orko.
When they bring back all the dead and he comes back. That's right.
And she's like, "You're not going anywhere, buddy. You're staying right here." He's like,
I literally, it was almost a table flipping moment for me when they fucking killed off Orko. Less for He-Man, but definitely for Orko. Even though as a kid, Orko used to annoy the shit out of me. But in this one, he's definitely better. They made him less annoying.
Yeah.
I think was definitely a good adjustment in this one. And he was a little bit more useful, even though his magic often would get fucked up.
Well, I think that in this one they made him. I think that they made him more useful here once he becomes like Super Orko.
Yeah, once he becomes like Master of Orkos. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, when he actually becomes Oracle,
yeah.
That's when his power flourishes, and that's when he becomes what he should be.
Yeah, what he wanted.
I don't know, man. When they killed him off, I wasn't sad about it. He was already but when we see him though in the show though, he's already dying because the magic is escaping Eternia.
Yeah.
So
that's why I felt like it felt natural.
Yeah, like he's on
and then
his
I was
way
like,
out.
in my opinion, my thoughts on it, I was just like, oh no. We just this is what a bummer.
So I like all right, I'm actually glad that you have that because that's the first time you've ever seen Orko.
Yeah.
We know Orko. So we have the
I recently sold him.
So we have the different views of Orko.
So I'm not holding on to a couple of characters.
Oh my!
Yeah.
I was pissed that they killed Adam again. Like I was so mad. Like,
oh my god!
Mila and I were talking about him. I'm like, what the fuck?
There's like hatred towards Prince Adam, like in He-Man, like
equal intensity emotion, but I thought I was watching this and it was only like episode 4 or something, 5. And
something like that.
What was so funny is that
very early,
as someone who did not grow up with these characters, was not attached to them, and was just kind of learning who they were, I'm like watching this, and when they stabbed him a second time,
keep going.
When they stabbed him a second time, I was like, "There's no way." And I actually started laughing out loud. I was like, "They killed him again."
Poor fuck. And he was just like, "I have the." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh my god! I paused it, walked away. I was just
you have
laughing.
nothing.
You have nothing.
You have nothing. Just sit down.
That was the funniest shit ever.
It was. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
Roll credits.
I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of pissed that Skeletor got the sword. I never wanted him to ever have the sword. Like that for me, like the story.
Motherfucker.
No, just because the story is this is the ultimate good. Like this story's been told so many different thousands of times. Like it's good versus evil.
Yeah,
that's
Empire Strikes Back. Eventually, evil has to win a little bit.
Yeah, which I'm okay with, like them winning a little bit. But when he had the sword, and I'm like, oh, you fucking.
And his ass goes, I have the power too.
I have the power, and I'm like, fuck. And the best, it's funny.
And became a badass.
Yeah, but evil incineration was like, why do you keep fucking toying around? Just go kill the son of a bitch. Like, what are you doing? And I'm going, yeah, you have this power. You're the evil one. You just want to fuck around.
I'm going to put them in an easily escapable trap, and I'm going to leave and assume everything went to plan. I don't see what's wrong with that. What's the matter?
It actually made me think of like a theory.
Sharks with freaking laser beams on their head. What the problem is?
It makes me think of this theory about the Joker. And we're going to probably do a lot of this because this is all kind of like the same thing, right?
Oh, we're not going to fight about your Harley Quinn reference again, are we?
No, and I don't even want to go back to that because fucking whatever.
Listen, you have some sort of uppity problem with. We read that online.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. All right. So I'm wrong for saying that a character reminds me of another character that came out 10, 15 fucking years prior to this character. Oh, my bad. I'm wrong.
You're just being deliberately obtuse.
I was being deliberately obtuse.
According to Gustav 2670.
Shout out.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Gustav. You know what? I actually do want to go back to that at the end of this.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure, why not? End on a high note.
That's what we do.
That's what I like to do.
So for this, right? When Skeletor has the power and he doesn't want to go fucking literally just go, I'm just gonna kill the whole fucking family and fuck you, Adam. Like I'm just gonna kill you guys. Like that would be this was the end result, right? Of what you wanted. I don't know why you're fucking around. Evelyn calls him out on it. It makes me think of the Joker thing, and which the theory is Joker knows that Batman and Bruce Wayne are the same person, but Joker needs Batman in order for Joker to be Joker. He needs that. So he doesn't let on that he knows. Like he just plays this fucking game because it's like without one, there goes his main purpose.
It's solitaire otherwise. There's no way to play with another person.
So I think that's almost like why Skeletor, like now he has the power. It's like, dude, just fucking kill him. But he needs.
He can't.
Like he can't because he knows that once he does that. Then what? It's over. It's over. Like there's nobody fucking else.
There's no point in ruling the world if he can't rule over He-Man.
Right.
Yeah, the most powerful person. Like if he can't rule everything else, is just fodder.
That's why he said he can't just kill him. He has to kneel first.
Yeah.
Kneel to him, then kill him.
Then I'll kill you. What? You know? Just fucking kill him, you
and you know that's never gonna happen.
We saw that in Superman 2.
Yep.
Right? With Zod.
Yep. Kneel to me.
Yeah, kneel to Zod, and then he just crushes his hand and grabs him and tosses him in the cavern. Fucking love that part. That is literally my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah.
He just fucking tortures them. Like, oh, the red light was on out here. Well, he was safe in there.
Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of, I don't know, like I kind of didn't like the fact that he became fucking the champion, right? Like he had the power grade. So I didn't like it because it's like, what the fuck?
But you can't do that.
Yeah,
no.
like I don't mind He-Man losing the power and like him trying to get it back, and like I like that. I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. Like he lost the sword. Fucking,
now he's just skimpy Adam.
Yeah, he's just little old Adam. And he's like, do all happy, you know, tee, you know,
with the bob cut, you know.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, like I know they updated a lot for the animation in this one, but to have a proper like skinny malink Adam versus in the original series, he was just as big as He-Man. Like they drew him and he was beefy with the big thing on.
He was more beefy, but he wasn't.
He
played the Clark Kent. Like he was mealy, he was mousy, but he was still almost the same size.
Yeah.
They didn't draw him differently, other than that he just didn't have, he had clothes on.
Yeah, you could see the bulge like on his shoulders, stuff like that.
His proportions were exactly the same.
Yeah. No, that's actually a good reference. They Clark Kented him.
Yeah.
Still the same guy.
Same clothes, same bob, same stupid haircut.
Yep. Same stupid haircut.
At least so Superman throws the S curl in front of his face and pulls it back when he's Clark Kent.
He takes off his glasses.
He takes his glasses off, right? This is just, no, he just changed clothes.
Like he can't be He-Man. He's too small.
He's not. He's the same size. Well, that's funny. And I never see them together at the same place.
But so, all right. So speaking of that, like, do you like that they did that?
In this series, or they made him small? Yes.
Yeah,
because it just, again, it's
it makes
cartoon,
it a little more believable.
But we know my brain always tries to make sense of it. Yeah. Right? Side reference, I've been watching a lot of Paw Patrol with my son because that's all he wants to watch now.
Good show.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
Good content.
But it's filled in a town of idiot adults who rely on a 10-year-old kid and his talking dogs to constantly save him.
Damn right.
Okay, so you suspend that disbelief. Who the fuck is funding this kid? Like, everything he has is super. The lookout towers, everywhere he goes in the world, there's a new lookout with really expensive gear, brand new vehicles for all his fucking dogs.
Government-funded 10-year-olds.
It's gotta be.
No, dude, no.
He's gotta be some sort of billionaire, like heir,
Keep going. You're on the right track. Keep going.
That's it. That's all I can think of.
Billionaire heir playboy. Wait.
He's like Batman, but
there you go. He's Batman. He's Batman.
10-year-old Batman.
This is crazy.
But at least in Batman,
and his hounds.
He is Batman.
But in Batman, you understand the logistics because you understand he had you never get that story.
I know.
It's just a 10-year-old who has all this shit.
But what I'm saying though, it's not like Batman Light or Batman Light. No, I'm saying it's actually Batman. Like that's Bruce Wayne. You just don't know it yet. He grows into the Bruce Wayne that we know. This is his pre-story.
I believe this. I believe it wholeheartedly.
It's his
beginning. You ever see his parents? Probably, but still.
You never see his parents. No, you see his 10-year-old.
Right, there it is.
And I guess in a little kids movie, you don't want to talk. A little kids show, you don't talk about his dead parents, but
see. I just
fucking bothers me. It bothers me.
I'm 100%
sold. They go to England, it's all new shit, and like this guy's just got new shit. Who is funding him?
Wayne Manor, Wayne Tech.
It's over.
This 10-year-old. Anyway, back to Revelation.
Back to Revelations.
You know, something
So I
I
do
really
like to see the little Adam.
Yes, yeah,
with the magic.
With the
grows
magic.
into a big He-Man, kind of like the Hulk, right? Like Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
Yep. You were gonna say Bruce Wayne.
It was because you just put it in my head.
like Bruce Wayne.
Now I'm actually going to watch Paw Patrol because I want to.
No, you watch Paw Patrol because your kid watches it. I watch Paw Patrol for the lore.
Yeah.
Get on my level.
That's actually Bruce Wayne.
My son wakes up every morning. I got to watch my shows on the big TVE because of the TVE.
The TVE?
It's TVE. You
You
won't
sit
just
in
call it
front of it with
TVE. No,
notes.
but it's called a TV. No, it's called a TVE.
TVE.
Okay, buddy.
TV Entertainment.
It's a TVE and he needs the
Television.
he needs the TVE and the Marote.
The Marote.
Because of the Marote.
The TVE and the Marote.
Yep.
Yeah, my
big
sister
maroon.
used to say Lello instead of yellow. So
Lello.
Lello.
Everything was all
It's
Lello?
Lello. What's your favorite color? Lello.
Nice.
You know, something I actually really appreciated about this show, I found myself comparing my experience with how I experienced Ahsoka, and how this one did it so much better than what Ahsoka did. In terms of letting me feel included in the story, you know, because it could have easily been someone watch this and go, yeah, you just had to be there, you know, and I go, okay, great, so I hate the show, like, you know, but the way they did this was elegant and it was smooth. They were able to introduce a new character, right? Which was the new man at arms.
yeah.
What was her name?
Yeah.
And the new man at arms. Well, you guys looked that up.
Only there was a way.
And she was our example character of like how to introduce me to
Andra.
their world. Andra.
Yes.
Right? I could tell she was a new character.
Yeah.
She seemed very new by the way she spoke about everything,
she's
you know?
like, I don't know
She's
about
like, I don't
any
know
of
what
this.
all of this is. And I'm like, great, good. This is the only character I need.
You were like, cool, me neither. Let's talk.
Right? Let's get to the bottom of this, right? And so, like smoothly and almost in a way that I don't even notice, right? They're able to introduce He-Man and the fact that he's also Adam and the fact that no one knew he was and then now know who he was, right? Who knew and who didn't? Who Tila is, who Cringer is, right? Everyone's relation to each other in a way that wasn't like intrusive or stupid.
It
Like
didn't
going
make
like
you feel like you said.
Right.
It made you feel included. It didn't make you feel like you were missing out on
And I
a
think
show.
what they
And
kind of
Ahsoka-
did was pull from the original, like the opener. The opener tells you every time, I'm He-Man, I'm Prince Adam, the sword, that's my Battle Cat Cringer, and only Man-at-Arms knows who I am, and the Sorceress.
and
They're the
his
only ones
mother-
who know who I am.
his mother
Like,
always
every
knew.
time it explains it to you, so that, like the Stan Lee method, this might be your first cartoon. This might be your first episode you've ever watched.
Yeah.
So you're already up to speed.
Yeah, and it's so cool. Like the way they did it was so that I could care, you know, so that I could get involved, even though I didn't know like
Instead of
Orko,
doing
who those
the
people
opening,
were.
They did it within the story for you.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it was beautifully done.
Yep.
And the way Ahsoka
Agreed.
did it was.
Hey, if you don't know this
you
stuff, too
should
fucking
have
luck.
you should have just watched
You should have been
all
there.
of
Your
these
problem,
shows
not
and
ours.
all of their seasons, or else I don't care about you.
Yeah.
You know, it shows me all these characters, and they don't bother to introduce how everyone knows each other. You know, because the way I explained it last time was like, you don't need like to sit in front of the thing, right, and just tell me all the stuff, all the lore. You don't need to just
No,
do
you
it
can
that
build
way.
in the writing.
You can build it in the beautiful way of writing, you know? But they were like, oh, yeah, this is a reference to this thing. If you don't know that, then
if you don't
that's
know the reference,
on
that
you.
sucks to be you. Go find out.
You know?
Yeah.
And that was
No, I
the
agree.
entire show. Like, I couldn't watch any scenes without going, oh, maybe
Wish I
this
knew
is
more
new.
about that.
And they go, this reminds me of that time. And I go, oh, thanks. So you're still leaving me out, and it's episode like 8 or something,
yeah.
or 7. I don't know how many episodes
mean-
there were. But I just
Is it-
love
is
the way
it-
they did it.
Yeah,
oh
no,
my
I agree.
God.
I agree.
They
100%.
did it well, right? But is it because like the story itself is in it? I don't want to call it thin because it's not. But it's not like
It's not heavy.
it's not super heavy. It's not multi levels. It's really easy to grasp the
Yep.
storyline.
Which again, it kins back to the original.
Yeah.
The original was
Yeah.
a 22-minute quick one shot. Most of them were one
Well, yeah,
shots.
But
There wasn't
I was
there
able to
wasn't too
feel
many
completely
continuation
included
episodes in the
within
original
the
for that
first 20
reason.
minutes.
Yeah.
Like within the first
'Cause they
episode, I was
cranked
in it.
Out. The original were cranked. There was hundreds of episodes, and they cranked them
Yeah.
out. Like that was just their key. That's why there was so many like reused shots.
Yeah.
Like they'd reuse the same animation of him like running to the corner. Which everything always ran to the corner. They was either straight across, a la Scooby-Doo style, but mostly they created that sort of run from corner to corner, kind of running at the screen type of thing. Like that was new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's almost makes you, it almost like makes you feel like you're in it.
Yeah. It's more of a 3D aspect of running. It wasn't just a flat 2D landscape.
Yeah.
Right. They'd run to the corner scale. They'd run up to away or front to back. Back to front. It's kind of cool, but it was always the same thing. You kind of duck and run.
Right.
And then you'd go. So
I
cool.
think another thing that also, like I remembered that also was done super well is if we already knew something from the show, they didn't keep it from me. They told me that we already know this, and like did a short little explanation, going like, yes,
too, the explanations
the
were short.
sorceress, the one who, holds all the power, like the
explanations were
Grayskull,
short and sweet.
Yeah.
So they had to get along in the tooth, but still informed very well.
Exactly. So even if it was like, we know this character already, they were like, yes, we know this character.
Yeah, for
our friend blah blah blah.
For an animation of an 80s TV show, it was really well written. I thought.
It was so well done.
Harkens back, like Kevin Smith's a great writer. Obviously, he didn't write every episode. Mark Bernardin wrote an episode. Like everybody, everybody takes their chunk. I know he wrote, like, I think the pilot or whatever, but everybody takes a different episode. But they all have to filter through him since he's the showrunner basically of the show, and make sure and they tighten it up all the scripts at the end. But I thought that was really well done. The Easter eggs and/or fan service in this one was not bad. Larry hates fan service for fan service sake.
No.
You hate fan service for fan service sake.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you hate fan service.
It's not so much that I hate fan service with just fan service. Like, I don't... When they first introduced fucking Rayman, dude, I want to text you. I'm watching this. They introduced Rayman for like a hot second. I'm like, fucking really? Really? Like, to the point that they did this, that they mocked themselves when they're in the dungeon.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's fucking Pig Boy and whatever the fuck.
Yeah. They're like, are you shitting me?
Yeah. And I was just like, wow, they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for this one.
Yeah.
And I went, yeah, they really fucking
but that's
are.
the point. That was a joke and a nod to the fact that the original series and the toy line had so many fun. They had to keep extending it. Like, the toy line went well beyond the series. Like, once they stopped making the show, they felt like they had the monster created. They had the machine running. So it's like, okay, why do we need to keep putting money into this show? We can just keep cranking out toy line year after year. Keep out a new series of toy lines every year. And you had multiple colors of He-Man and different things.
Was there a blue one?
Yeah, but he's not actually. It's like almost like an android or something like that.
Okay,
like
that's
a reverse He-Man. It's almost like Bizarro He-Man.
Yeah.
And then they have different colors, and they started making like Stinkor, who actually smelled. Like the toy.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
They actually had a stink in it. It actually smelled. Yeah.
That's nice.
It had like a fur to it.
Yeah, a lot of it was
like
the
that's
scratch
crazy.
and sniff.
Well,
that's
was
cool.
A big thing at that time.
Yeah, because they're creating
I remember
so many new
Stiff
toys
was huge.
and coming out with new stuff like new gimmicks. This was like time of the gimmicks, believe me. In the 80s. They're like, all right, they have all these new gimmicks now to like glow in the dark or translucent or, this character you can see through.
See through things, yeah.
There was like one of the first ones where like there was like this weird, I still had it, there was like a guy who was like almost like a bug.
There was a resurgence of this in early 2000s.
Kind of an alien / bug, and you could pop his legs off, his tail off, his head off, and you could rearrange the legs and everything in different places and shit like that. It was like, it was, I had that one. It was like the worst figure, but like
it's sold because
it was very playable because you can keep changes different. You can make the leg come out of his ass.
Well, I mean, again, it's the toys came out first,
right? And to sell the toys, they created a TV show because you couldn't make commercials for kids. You couldn't make commercials aimed at kids.
Right.
Same thing G.I. Joe was. The same thing Thundercats.
So with Thundercats is so awesome. I love every time you bring that up. Like Thundercats is probably like my favorite of that era. Oh my god! Out of that era, the Thundercats were definitely my favorite. Hey, the table just moved.
Thundercats.
So with the He-Man is they
I know it's an
inserted these.
explicit show, but they must be they would need a different rating for this show.
Probably.
Lord.
Listen, just fucking always put it at R.
I always do.
Safe assumption.
RMA, fucking whatever. So when the toys came out, like they always came out like these like little one tile storyboard type things that kind of gave you like a little background about the character or the figure that you just purchased. Like,
which is why I love G.I. Joe and they had their file cards.
Oh yeah, so the file cards are great because then you get to know a little bit more. G.I. Joe the movie, that was awesome. I really
we have to get to that one eventually.
Yeah, I really like G.I. Joe the movie. That's when you saw blood in a cartoon. I was like, what the fuck? They just killed him? Fucking wild.
Alert, yeah.
Fucking wild.
Bye-bye, Cobra Commander.
Yeah, see ya. Bye-bye. When he actually turned it into a snake.
Did they ever reveal why they got him, how they got him back? Because like the movie was sort of in between seasons. Almost like the Batman movie from season. Like later on, he's back.
Yeah, he comes back because they get rid of him. That's when that's Enter Serpentor.
Just manifest him.
Yeah, I can't.
Because he's in later seasons.
He's in later seasons.
He's back to being humanoid.
Right? Does Destro bring him back?
Something I forget.
It's got to be because.
And I'm going to go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Not the movie, like the next episodes afterwards, because it has to be. And maybe they did it because it was a kid show and who cares. You know, at that time, especially, like, kids are stupid.
Was it taking place in between the seasons, or was it taking place before or after something?
No, I think that was dead in the middle of it.
It was somewhere there.
Wow.
Like they had created Serpentor, and he wasn't doing everything he was supposed to be doing because it was really the Corbola who created. They're the ones who implanted in Dr. Mindbender the idea of how to create Serpentor, and he wasn't living up to his potential. So, like, all right, fuck you, we're gonna go kill the Earth with all these spores, and that was it. And you need to be who you need to be, and then after that they saved the day, and then there's more seasons after that.
Oh,
yeah. Oh fuck! It was a great movie. They
introduced
Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah,
animated, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Don Johnson.
Don Johnson played Falcon.
Yep.
Which was Clint's cousin or brother?
I want to say cousin.
He was one of them. He was related to one of them. I can't remember if it was like Clint or
Flint.
Duke. Flint.
I think it was related to Flint. He might have been. No,
Flint or Duke.
I think it was Flint. But anyway.
And
then you have like the new characters like Chuckles, who never has a line. The whole show, the whole movie, never has a line. But they made a figure of him, but he never had a line. And remember Big Lob and Jinx and Tunnel Rat.
Yeah, you see a lot of. No, I thought Tunnel Rat was already in it.
No, Tunnel Rat was one of the crew. He was one of the crew that was standing next to Jinx and Big Lob and Chuckles. And
that's
Law
right.
and Order.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Law
right.
and Order.
Yep.
Was an MP and his dog.
Shepherd. Poor Mila's like, I have.
It's so funny. I have never heard any of these names before, so I'm like, oh
you
yeah,
have to watch this
Slip
movie.
Inside and Danger Zone. Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
If I had to know,
Danger Zone.
Again,
and then it's his pet dog.
Pet dog. Snapples. So
sure, why not?
Yeah, of course.
It was the 80s.
So listen, I was just saying, in the 80s, a lot of these like characters, they always had like some sort of fucking side. Shipwreck had his parrot with him.
Yep.
You had Law and Order, which was the fucking dog.
Yeah, the dog.
They used to always go at it.
Spirit had his eagle.
Yeah, Spirit had an eagle. At one point, they
well, there was Mutt and Junkyard and Mutt or whatever. Like this.
Yeah.
Remember the guy before Law and Order? He had the Rottweiler.
I remember the Rottweiler. Yeah.
Yeah, it was him.
And then they ended up giving Snake Eyes a dog, a wolf.
Wolf. Yeah.
They gave him a wolf. Yes. This is
great. But it was that way. It was literally
and
just
Livewire
like
had
He-Man.
the beetle.
It was like, all right, we need another toy line. Like, what do we do? Like, we need another line. All right, we gotta create more characters. But He-Man was like, A was the first.
Yeah.
Like they started doing this before anybody else. And then B, it was just a bunch of old crusty white guys in the back room going, all right, let's make another guy who looks like a fucking fish. Merman, go with it. Like there wasn't really, I don't know that there was too many no's. Like, nah, that doesn't work. Don't do it.
Seeing all the different types of characters you see, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I can see that.
Let's see these kids buy this one up. All right, go for it.
It's like it's cool because it's like, yeah, this shit is a kids show, but like kids probably came up with these.
Yeah, it feels like it, but no, it was a bunch of crusty old white guys.
Crusty old white guys going like,
cigars,
what if we took this tiger and make it green?
Yeah, pretty much it.
Yeah.
So if you ever get a chance, this goes for anybody out there, if you ever get a chance, watch the show on Netflix called Toys That Made Us.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome show. They had a couple of seasons, and one of the episodes focuses on He-Man, one focuses on G.I. Joe, one focuses on Star Wars. There's a Barbie episode, there's a Transformers episode, there's a Ninja Turtles episode. It is fucking awesome. Like, they go in depth. Like, they really did a lot of research and went back to, like, Kenner and all these different companies.
That's really cool.
As to how the history of where these things came from. They talked to a lot of the original creators who are still alive, thankfully. It's amazing. It is amazing. Because Kevin Eastman is Peter Laird still alive? I know Kevin Eastman. I think he is.
I don't know.
But Kevin Eastman does a lot with it. I think Peter Laird is a little older, or he's just not as healthy, so he doesn't really do too much with the Ninja Turtles anymore. But Kevin Eastman still does. So they talk to him a lot, and it's incredible. Like, so the He-Man episode is pretty intense. Like to go back to where the original drawings of what he was supposed to look like, and then the original toy was kind of a rip off of something else, and they took the figure and just puttied and made a new version of him. But yeah, it was pretty cool. It's a really good watch if you ever get to see that. All the episodes I think were great. I love that show.
That's awesome. They
made another spin-off show like the movies that made us. Did you ever see that one, Larry?
Yeah,
that was awesome. They did like the original Ghostbusters. They went into Elf. They did a lot of like movies.
Oh, that's cool. I'd like to see the Ghostbusters episode because they did a lot of cool shit with how they filmed Ghostbusters and a lot of the effects.
So if you ever get a chance, Netflix, The Toys That Made Us and The Movies That Made Us are two great shows to watch, especially if you're looking for nostalgia. If you were born in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that, there's a lot of cool shit. But then Elf was in the 2000s, so they have that one too.
Right.
And how that came about. I don't remember if they did a Jaws episode, but it was really cool shit. But anyway, bringing it back to Revelation.
He-Man.
Revelations and He-Man.
Two-parter, basically. I mean, like a 2-season. They split it. It was 10 episodes, right? They split 5 and 5.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that? People were kind of pissed. They were like annoyed.
Honestly,
like, oh, fuck, we gotta wait.
So
I didn't realize they split it until afterwards. I was like, oh shit! It says part 1 and part 2. Damn, that must have been frustrating.
It was.
To kill him off and go.
The original, then had to wait for the.
So I don't mind it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming from two different schools. Like, I don't mind that they split because honestly, there's a lot of fucking content that's coming at us straight away, right?
Yeah.
So when you send it all out at me all in one shot, it makes me feel like almost kind of sometimes it's rushed and maybe it doesn't come out as much, doesn't come out as clean. I can see why somebody could get frustrated with it. I'm not trying to, shit on those people because they wanted so much that they wanted to see the rest of it. But I don't mind. I mean, growing up, we did that shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, to see...
Well, yeah, growing up, you had to wait every episode.
You had to wait every week. So
there's no download. Let's binge. The word binging of TV was not a thing.
Yeah,
right, so I think that
if it was on, it was on.
Right.
That's it.
And if you miss it, you fucked.
Yeah, if you miss it, you fucked until maybe
much.
if it came into syndication, you could try to catch it again.
Right. So I think that maybe because everything now is coming out at you real hard, real fast. You can watch a whole season, in a couple of days if you binge watch it, right?
Yeah.
Which for this one I did, and I didn't watch it when it first came out. I had to binge watch all 10 episodes. Luckily they were quick, so I was able to watch them. Mm-hmm. But in the Revolution, we only saw 5 episodes, so we're there, we're waiting, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm not like, oh my god, I want more now. I don't mind the waiting, to be honest with you.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but after Revolution,
Yeah.
I'm like, they will come out with more, I'm sure.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm okay to wait because it ended on a good note.
Right.
It didn't end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Spoiler
Yes.
alert.
Right. So
You're okay. That's a good
too.
completion of the story. And if they do more, they do more. If they don't, they don't.
Right.
I'm okay.
I mean, they kind of... Well, did they do that with Revelation, though?
I thought...
What was the last episode?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of knew that there was something had to happen.
Something that kind of irked me, if anything, related to what we're talking about. If anything, I was a little irked that they made it a totally different show. I'm like, dude, just make it a part 3. You know?
Revelation?
Yeah, Revolution.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Because I was like, I see a lot
of
of shows on different streaming services doing that. And I'm like, you don't need to. You really don't need to make that a different show. You just make another season or something.
Okay,
or have a title to the season or something.
Oh, you mean, it is the same show. They just called it something different.
No, it's 2 separate shows on Netflix. So they had to do
yes, I see what you mean. They
had to do the character introductions again. So I was like, you really don't need to do that.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Although again, they did it well. They did character introductions well for Revolution, but it was just I was like, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
But
it was a very, we'll get there, but it was a very different storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super different. But yeah, they kind of did leave you on a cliffhanger, and we'll get to that when we talk about Revolution. But they do, and we'll go into that. So we're not going to go into that now.
Yeah.
They do leave you on a cliffhanger.
But I mean, but for Revelation, I didn't mind it. I don't know if it's because I was able to binge watch it, So I think I'm just gonna have to wait to see if I get that itch.
Right.
I mean, we just watched we just watched Revolution, so we'll see how I feel.
But I mean, the cliffhanger for Revolution is not as big as the Revelation cliffhanger.
Right. Oh, that's what I want to see.
You know what I mean? So it's
the part 1 cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really big cliffhanger.
It was big,
I think.
so to wait for part 2 was kind of I'm up. But the Revolution one it's cool. And if they continue, great. I would love to see it because I think there's some theories of we'll get She-Ra or we'll get you know what I mean because I think
I've seen a lot of theories for She-Ra.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, the person that helps Hordak in the end.
Yeah.
That's her.
I only know her by name.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's her. It's the original storyline. We'll get into that when we talk about Revolution.
Oh, shit!
No touchy revolution.
All right, yeah, let's
We're gonna
talk
plot
about
on
that.
something next week.
Right?
I know, right?
So yeah, but anyway.
Okay, so the Forge of the Force Forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway,
You guys talk while I read.
we'll vamp. We'll vamp.
Go ahead and
Vamp
vamp.
like a motherfucker.
Because I'm trying to remember what the cliffhanger was, episode 5
On.
Revelation.
It was.
Isn't that when he dies?
Yeah, that's when he gets stabbed and dies.
That's when he stabs?
Allegedly. Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's like the
right.
very end of the episode.
Oh, fuck,
He
that's
goes,
right.
I have the.
Oh, no, I would have been pissed.
And that was it. No.
I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
I would have been
And then you
super
had to
Yeah.
wait. I mean, it wasn't a super
Yeah.
long wait, but it was a wait. You know, it was a wait. It was months. It wasn't like a year or anything like that.
Right.
They
Not like
did
a
them
lot of
other
back to
shows.
back.
Still, to stew on that for months going, come on.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I would have been wicked pissed.
Yeah. That's like when I remember, I think the only time that I can think of in recent time, that was an interesting way to phrase that, was
Let's play
after.
that back for you.
Yeah, instant replay. You know, was when I watched Infinity War, and then it ends the way that it does, and I go, what? No, you can't do this.
Half everybody's dead.
And then it's like, yeah, come back in a year or something.
In
And I
a
go,
year and a half, you're like,
no,
what the fuck?
you can't do this to me.
They're like, yeah, we just did
They,
that to you.
they stab He-Man, and then people watching it go, what?
Oh, my God.
We just got it back.
We just
he
got
didn't
him
even get
back
to be
and
He-Man.
I know, right? Like, when I have the...
You have nothing.
Roll credits.
Oh, man, that sucked.
That would have sucked so bad.
Yeah, I would have definitely been pissed if I watched that in real life.
Actually, I remember when this came out and everybody was talking about it. And I didn't even watch He-Man. Everyone was like, holy shit, I hate this show. Everyone
There was a lot
everyone
of
was
negative
so
reviews
mad.
for the
They hated
Revelation.
that it was a Tila show. They hated that they killed He-Man twice.
Yep.
So...
That there was so much fury. I wasn't even watching the show. I didn't even give a shit. But like everybody around me was talking about how pissed they were and how bad this was.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn.
And I loved it. I'm sorry. I know
Now-
I
now
read
that
all
I've
the
watched
same
it-
negative shit. I was like, what are people talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this is
Well,
really
no,
good.
you know what it was? And this is something I fucking hate when people do this. I genuinely hate this. They took my childhood away from me.
They
Oh
ruined
my
my
God.
childhood.
Go back and watch the
ruined
show.
my childhood.
It's still there.
Which is one of
Dog.
Really?
That's one of modern times when it comes to pop culture. One of the stupidest sayings
So
you can utter
stupid.
across your dumb lips. You
ruined
ruined
my
No, they didn't
ruined my
ruin
childhood.
anything. Your childhood's in the past. You had it. It's still the same. It didn't change anything. And if you want to watch it again, you can go back and watch
go
the
back.
original He-Man
If you want to
episodes.
pretend you
They're
didn't just watch
fucking
that, go
everywhere.
ahead.
They're on Amazon. You can get the DVDs. You can stream them anywhere you fucking
That's
want.
crazy.
Go back and watch it.
And not only that, but...
The
so when-
storyline, and it was a good
It was
fucking
a good
storyline.
And
It wasn't like they went back
it was a
and
continuation.
erased.
I was just gonna say, it's like they didn't erase anything. They didn't, they didn't fucking reboot anything.
Everything still
They
happened.
didn't-
Yeah, they didn't
Everything
say,
that we saw,
that didn't happen. That was a dream. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like, that kind of
Yeah.
bullshit.
They go,
Like,
"Nuh-uh."
this is just a continuation of the
Yeah,
story
they
that's
didn't
happening.
fucking St. Elmo's fire your ass. Relax.
They just fucking went
There's a
on
reference.
with it. They created a continuation to the story. You might not be super happy with the way, but that's okay. How many things have you watched that
Right.
you weren't super happy with the story?
Yeah.
And they bring it back around.
Yep.
And
Yep.
he's back. And,
And
it's
he's back,
everything.
yeah.
And He-Man saves the day again. And
Yep.
it is
Yep,
what
yep,
it's
yep.
supposed
He goes,
to be.
I have the power. Hops on Cringer. You know.
And then they fucking do their thing. So, I guess like that's part of it too. Like when you watch like the first 5 episodes, it is a Taylor story.
Yeah.
You
That's
know.
okay.
And it's like so.
Because back in the original, you had those, but they were one shots.
Yeah, yep,
but
yep,
you'd
yep,
have
yeah.
a Man at Arms story.
You did,
You'd have
absolutely.
a Tila story.
Absolutely.
You have an Orko based episode,
yep.
right? It could just be
You did that a lot.
He-Man for 300 episodes. That would have been boring as shit.
Yeah.
Everybody had their spotlight episode. You do that even in modern sitcoms. Like I watch Big Bang Theory. You know, Sheldon's mostly there, but every once in a while it's a Raj based episode,
Yeah.
or it's a Penny based. You know, it's a
Shows
it's a
that last a
Burnett.
long time, they do that.
Yeah, you
know?
have to.
That's-
It couldn't
you
be.
have
You know,
to.
they had a couple episodes of
Gotta
Big
spice
Bang
it up
Theory.
a little bit.
You couldn't
Throw
have
something else.
280
Give us
episodes.
some lore about any of the characters that we see all the time.
Yeah, and
you know?
they did that. They did that a lot in the original episodes, but people just, they fantasize and something changes and they get their little panties in a wad and
ruined my
can't
childhood.
handle it. Like
Shut the fuck up.
So if you're really a fan, then you should already know better that that's what they did in the original series.
Yeah.
But it was one-off episodes. You're just pissy because it's 5 episodes of it.
And
Also,
but they're building a big story over 10 episodes versus just one-offs.
And it's a continuation. It's a fucking...
Because they're not making it a full series like the original where they're producing hundreds of episodes, they're telling one story over the course of 10 episodes.
Yeah. Right.
That's it, versus one-offs.
And honestly, I get that it focused on Tila so much, because like when I first watched this, I didn't know that was a secret identity. So I was like, oh, it was a secret identity, was like Adam and He-Man. And then I was like, you mean Tila's like the one person in their party that didn't know?
Yeah.
I was like,
she's like the closest to him, and she doesn't know.
I was like, how does she not know? You know? And everybody else in the room except for his dad. I was like, okay, yeah, I can get that. But I was like, bro, really?
I know.
Tila didn't know?
When she just like looks at everybody, she's like, you are all assholes.
Right?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, she's kind of in the right to be pissed.
but like, it definitely to me, it harkens back to like, kind of like, yeah, you made kind of Tila an idiot. Like, everybody fucking figures it out, and she doesn't know. How does she not fucking know?
Yeah.
Is she a moron? She's not. They made her a much stronger character in this one, and you're right. When they finally like reveal it to her, she's like, "You guys are a bunch of assholes."
Yeah, she's
like, to me, that's the right response.
Couldn't it just let me know?
Yeah.
Like
That eliminates the I was a dumbass for the original series and I could never figure this out.
Yeah.
So she didn't, and they finally told her, she's like, "You got a bunch of jack-offs. Like, what the fuck?
they
You could have told me this?"
And they even try to like butter her up, like, oh well, the reason why we did it. And normally
That's
like
standard, like, we're doing it to protect you bullshit.
Like, bullshit, come on.
Usually, like in the '80s cartoons or even the '90s, or whatever, like that line would have made her go, you know what? I understand.
that's been a line forever.
Yeah,
like,
was like
up to 2010s, they still use that, bro.
They thank them for tricking her. Like, that's bullshit.
So this was, she was
anyone else
like,
would be pissed. Like, fuck you.
Right. So
That
when they tried
wild.
to do that, she was like, no, fuck you even harder now. I'm fucking done with you guys.
That was
And like, oh, Taylor, we
crazy.
tried to help her.
Walked away
She's like,
and cut
I
her
don't care. Yeah. Walks away, gets the fucking half mohawk thing, which was badass on her. I was like,
fucking love
Oh
it.
yeah, no, that looked awesome.
yeah, so she was like, fuck all of you. I'm fucking out
That
of
was
here.
crazy.
Yeah.
I like sit there and I'm like, I'm in Tila's shoes now. I'm going because I'm like,
See, there you go.
I'm like, what the hell?
See? So,
Really?
so you came into this knowing He-Man. So you came in just like Andra. You were like, yeah, I don't know who any of these fucking people are, because neither did she.
Yeah.
And then you ended up becoming Tila going, oh my God, I didn't know the secret
Are you
either.
shitting
What
me?
the fuck? This is all bullshit.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. Well, it was awesome, though.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the writing of the series. Like,
Yeah.
it was really
This
well
is- this
done.
is
It made me feel emotions,
Yeah,
you know?
and you
I got
get-
frustrated when I needed to be frustrated. I was
But you,
excited.
you don't just
know?
get fan service. You get served in a way of like, that's how I want the story to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're gonna do this, you're gonna go down this path, and it's kind of aims towards Tila, and then she gets it. That's what I want. You don't look at the screen and go like, I wouldn't have fucking done that. You go, no, that's exactly what I would have done.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck all of you, I'm out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's service. Like, yeah, that makes me feel good. Because man or woman, I'd have done the same thing.
Yeah.
So I've been tricking me my whole life and fucking around like that. That's what I would have done.
Fuck
Thank
you, fuck you, fuck you.
Who next?
You're cool.
I'm out.
Who's next?
I got you, Mila. I also like the development of Lynn. Like throughout.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Eva Lynn's
same.
arc was
Absolutely.
huge.
I love
like
that.
And obviously it continues into Revolution, but like,
right,
yeah,
but,
we'll go
but
over
I,
that.
I
fuck with
always
that.
felt like I remember watching it like as a kid, like, and I always thought that
It was something.
there was something there
There's
that's gonna make
something she didn't want to be
there's-
doing what she was
right,
doing,
there's
yeah.
one of these
Yeah.
times that she's gonna be like, you know what, man, I'm fucking done with
She was
this
conflicted,
shit.
yeah.
She was absolutely conflicted, and I
Always
feel
seemed
like
a little conflicted
because like
about
all the rest of the guys are all fucking simpletons, right? All Scouts, minions.
They were just yes
Go
men.
there.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yes, go
They
there,
were
yes,
just like,
go.
all right, whatever. They're all
Yes,
just
sir.
fucking simpletons.
Put head through wall, yes sir.
Yes, sir. That's it. But you always like there was always something about fucking Evelyn, and I feel like that was a thing that they did with a lot of, again, going back to the '80s. I feel that was the same way Destro was. Like I don't think Destro was one. I think Destro had different thoughts.
Well, Destro was like an arms dealer, so he was kind of out for himself. Like I'm doing this because this is where I'm going to make money.
Yeah.
And Cobra Commander's a fucking flippin' idiot, but like
Right.
I can go here and I can build my own wealth by using these idiots by selling them shit. And that's what, you know what I mean? So he wasn't like 100% invested in everything they were, like, Commander was trying to do, like, take over the world.
Yeah,
I don't know that he necessarily cared about taking over the world. He just wanted to make his loot and get the fuck out.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not comparing them. Like,
No, but I would say
it was
it's
good.
like
It's just
alternate
there was
character.
something else. There was like a different arc.
There was a different
for
layer to him.
Yeah, and that's how I've always felt like that with
Evelyn
Evil
had a
Lynn.
different layer to her.
Her different layer. I was obviously like a little bit better. Like she couldn't always be evil, right?
Yeah.
And so I liked her story going up and down in this, and that was pretty cool. It was the cool fan service that we talk about.
Yeah.
You know, like it kind of hits all the little notes for me too on this one. It was a good show. I liked it. I'm kind of mad.
So, your favorite character for this? Let's stick to Revelation. That's a great podcast.
I know. I don't know, man. I don't know. No, I don't know. I liked I liked the storytelling between, you know, of Lynn coming up. I liked what they did with Teela. You know, I mean, look, He-Man's He-Man, right?
I mean, you could pick He-Man as your favorite character, but he's kind of like...
But I'm saying, like...
he's the generic boob in the room. Like, all right, that's fine. He's He-Man. Here he is.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel that they gave him a little bit more depth, but not much. Like, He-Man is still He-Man. Like,
yeah.
Like, they didn't, like, do anything that we
He's
didn't
a simple creature.
It's one of those... It's a standard story of, like, him having to become the king. And,
right.
You know what I mean? So it's a conflict of, is he the most powerful man in the universe? Who's savior? Can he be king? And they continue that in Revolution.
Right.
You know,
you know, with all the other characters, I like that they kind of dive into the other characters a little bit more. Like, Man-at-Arms, the poor fucking guy, man. Like, he gets kicked out of the fucking king. Like, dude, this dude gave the king everything. The king was like, fuck off, bounce. You got my kid killed. Dude. Bro, your son was fucking He-Man, dog. Like, what do you want me to do?
That's his problem.
How am I dealing with that?
Your son was He-Man, and yeah, he got waxed. Bro, that shit happens. Now you want to be mad at me because I didn't tell you?
Because I didn't tell you the most powerful man in the universe could handle his shit.
Right.
So, like, when he
I
got
some guns. What do you want me to do?
Right? When he got bounced and he got kicked off, I was like, oh, dude, that fucking
they did him dirty.
They did him dirty.
Brandor did him dirty.
But, like, just like any honorable soldier at that time, you know, like, he was just like, all right, my king, I'm out.
I'll do what you say, yeah.
I'll do what you say. You want me out of the kingdom? Then I'm gonna go live in a fucking hut and just be by myself and be the hooded man and try to kind of help people. Not yet.
Well, no, but we'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there next week.
Hold.
Stupid car. I saw it.
Save it, Lawrence.
So every other character that they brought in Revelations, they gave them a little bit more depth. They just weren't splash on the screen. So I appreciate that. They even gave the villains a little bit more depth. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Triclops was like all over the fucking place.
So when I first heard Triclops' voice, I fucking knew right. I was like, that's Henry Rollins. That's fucking Henry Rollins. That's Henry Rollins. I looked it up. I was like, fucking ain't right. It's Henry Rollins. Fucking Merman. Like, I didn't. Well.
Oh, it was good.
I was like, wait. Was that Revolution?
No, go there.
Okay, so. Regardless of the voice, like, I didn't know that was Oppenheimer, right?
Yeah.
Which was the original Skeletor.
Which is weird that they didn't make him do Skeletor. I forget why. There's a reason. I don't know if it's because of his age.
Maybe his age. Maybe he can't carry that voice.
No, I think that's what it was. I talked to my
probably.
buddy Mike, who's like super invested, and he actually knows Oppenheimer.
Oh, okay.
He's mad because he does all the conventions.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
yeah.
The
Mike
Philadelphia
Bro.
one. Yeah, he does the Philadelphia one, stuff like that. So he's met him and things like that, toted him around and stuff. And he was supposed to be at one, but he had to bow out of the convention because of he's just old and he was getting ill. He was ill.
Yeah. So I
think that's kind of what it was. They're like, I don't know if this guy can pull off the because Skeletor is such a major character.
Right. So
he's going to be around for it all. We're going to have to change it halfway through. Yeah. God forbid the guy passes.
Right.
We'll make him a minor character.
Yeah.
But still get him some work. Yeah, throw him some work.
So the cool thing about Merman, even though it was fucking really quick, like, it was a level of Merman. Because it was like, again, all the fucking Skeletor's goons.
I mean, they were just superfluous characters. They're just one-shot notes. I mean, that's all they were.
Merman, they gave him a little bit of a background. I'm like, you're like the king of the... Like, maybe they kind of hinted that when we watched them when we were younger,
Not really. It was like, here's my henchman Merman.
Yeah.
Great, sell the toy.
Sweet.
Great, that toy will sell.
Gave him a little
it's all like, here's Triclops.
This is going in someone's collection.
His eyes spin around.
Right.
That'll sell. You know what I mean? Great.
Yeah, so
that's all it ever ended with.
Done.
That will sell.
Next.
Here's Stinkor. He stinks. That'll sell. Print it.
So the fact that they just kind of added a couple different levels to a lot of these characters, that really just one dimension characters that we watched growing up.
Right.
So that's kind of cool.
Again, it's Kevin Smith. He wanted to be, and you're only doing one major arc over 10 episodes.
Right.
So you can give a little bit more depth to every character and fill in some backstory, some character. And again, that's great writing, but it's also a bit of fan service of like, hey, remember this guy? We're going to give you a little bit more on this guy.
There was a couple guys that I don't remember, though. And maybe it was just because of the...
There might have been some news, but yeah. Who's that?
I don't want to give it up because I don't know if it's in this one or the next one.
The Pig Boy, whatever. I don't remember them, but okay.
Yeah, I don't remember them. Was the Cowboy, was that in this one or the next one?
Yeah, it's the next one.
Okay.
But again, I stopped collecting, so I don't remember all of the ones that came along.
And you're a big toy head. So.
I was a big toy head, but and so basically what happened to me, and I was thinking about this earlier to talk about, He-Man came out and it was the first one, so I definitely got a lot of He-Man stuff. I don't remember if I ever had Castle Grayskull. I know my buddy John did. But then once G.I. Joe hit, that was it.
Yeah, that was
I stopped collecting most everything else and focused solely on G.I. Joe because I had fucking everything. Because I had so many figures, every line past the first one. The first one was a small line, obviously.
Yeah, it was only
once you get to the second or third
9,
series, it was 20 to 30 characters every fucking time.
Right.
So I was getting all of them, plus the vehicles and you know what I mean? And there was only a couple things I didn't have, which was the G.I. Joe base and the fucking flag. For the original stuff. I never had the space shuttle launch. I never had that. That was too fucking huge and cumbersome. But I had the Terradrome. I had all the big planes and everything, the Sky Striker. I had the Black Hawk. I had everything. You know what I mean? I had all that shit. But again, it's He-Man kind of fell to the wayside. And the reality it was their playability for me. He-Man was bigger.
They were bulkier.
So they were more bulky. Plus, they only had that bowed leg. The legs didn't do anything other than swivel at the hip joint.
Yeah.
There was no knee bends or nothing. Where G.I. Joe had way more articulation.
Yeah.
Especially past the first series, where then their biceps could twist.
Yep, they could twist it. They had the kung fu grip.
Only had the elbow,
yep.
But then eventually their bicep would twist too, so you could turn their arms more. But they had the O-ring, so their waist and hips and everything would move, their neck, their head, everything. So it was a lot more playability, and they were small. They were 3 1/4 inch, so it was easy to carry them around in my pocket. It was easy to play with them. It was a ton more. So they had more playability, and their to scale stuff was also better. And even as a kid, I thought about that. So if you look at the original He-Man, they didn't fit through the fucking Castle Grayskull door.
No.
They were too big.
Yeah.
So Castle Grayskull was tiny to keep the cost down.
Huge.
But to keep costs down, they had to make it tiny, and they couldn't fit through the fucking door. The door was too short.
Head first.
Duck.
Yeah, that was definitely the one thing that I didn't know.
And that's just what it was.
90 degrees.
But in Star Wars was kind of the same thing, right? The figures, I don't remember if their knee bends, but their legs would always go out wide. They wouldn't go straight. They had this wide leg thing. It was kind of strange. On some of the figures. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that kind of thing. G.I. Joe was the first one to have really good articulation. So they were more playable. So I stopped collecting that. I mean, I still had my Thundercats, don't get me wrong. I had my Mask figures. Masqueraders, right?
All the time.
It was awesome.
Fucking love 80s.
Oh, God.
That's our wheelhouse. We gotta do that.
Hawks and fuck.
So, all right. Fucking Silverhawks were fucking awesome.
Yes,
my favorite
were.
pack was Bluegrass.
Yep.
Second was Copper Kid. But it was Silverhawks were for me.
I had Voltron. I had the Tiger version, not the car version. I had the original Tiger.
The original Tiger, which I want.
The Lions and stuff like that.
Since we're talking Netflix, we talked about this last one. Netflix is coming out with some great animated stuff.
Yeah.
I want to see fucking Voltron. I've got it on my list. But last night
I think I started it, but I never finished it. I got distracted with other stuff, not because it's not good.
Right. So that's the problem.
Oh yeah, they've got that. I was about to say new, but I don't think it's that new.
No, but it's
not
on
anymore.
Netflix, right? But I want to see Voltron because that was another one. I had the Tigers. I didn't have the cars. That was a really cool.
I wasn't a fan so much of the new She-Ra show. It's very different. They made another He-Man. They made an alternate He-Man show, by the way, at the same time as this one came out.
They made a what?
A He-Man. They made a He-Man animated.
Yeah.
It was more computer generated, almost like Paw Patrol. It was 3D almost. You know what I mean? And it was definitely aimed for a much younger audience. Like the new She-Ra show was kind of aimed for younger or teenage girls.
Right.
Right. It was definitely more tongue in cheek. Still a good story, still pretty well written, but it wasn't the She-Ra that I remember. So I was I watched the first. I know I watched the first season.
It's not really created with the intent of
continuing the original.
Continuing back to the original, or for the people who grew up with it.
No.
It's for a new audience.
It totally is a new audience. It rebooted it, and that's fine because in and of itself, it's a good show.
Yeah.
I watched the first season. It is actually a really well done show, but because it didn't have the nostalgia for me, I didn't continue it. You know what I mean? That's literally the only reason I didn't continue watching it. But, you know, when they hit this one, and it was definitely a continuation of the original with all the nostalgia built in, with updated animation and a great
and for
story.
those who grew up with it, you know?
So much. And the second, and I think Revolution, which is, we'll get into talking about that in a little bit, that had even more fan service than Revelation did. Like they're like, all right, we're gonna go out on a bang on these 5 episodes, and we're gonna chock a block full of fucking fan service on it. And we'll get into that because it was fucking awesome. It was really good. So anyway, all right. Any final thoughts on Wow. Any final thoughts on Revelation?
Mark Hamill did a good job, I think.
It's Mark Hamill being Mark Hamill. Fucking guy.
I'm like, yeah, that's Mark Hamill.
He loves leaning into
it was a little jokerist, but yeah.
Yeah, well,
that's
we hear him being the Joker.
He's the ultimate Joker, like Kevin Conroy is the ultimate Batman.
Yeah,
voice, you know what I mean? You read a comic book now, that's the voice.
That's the voice you hear in your head. Yeah, I mean,
even though so many people have played those characters over time.
It's Mark Hamill being Mark Hamill. You know, it was good writing on Kevin Smith and the rest of the crew. Like this was a good show. I really liked it.
He even threw in I don't know if this was Revolution or Revelation, but he threw in like a mwahaha. I was like, damn, you started with that M? I was like, wow.
I feel like
going send on that one.
I don't know. I feel that he fucking leaned into it like he's supposed to.
And it was a love for it. I think there was definitely a passion and a love for it.
Absolutely.
And you could see, like Mila said at the beginning, you could see the love and the passion that went into making this. And I get
from everybody, the animators.
Oh my God, yeah. It was like every corner of this.
Like Powerhouse Animation or something like that. I forget what the name of the animation house. They were huge
we'll figure it out on the next one.
They're huge. I'll look it up. They're huge fans of the original series, so there was a lot of love on their end of it. The character voice actors, obviously, like if you look at the list, it's a lot of people who are around our age who watched the original series and like wanted to be a part of it.
And a lot, it's like, I'll do one episode. Like, I'll do one episode for 20 seconds to say fuck off or whatever. Like, all right, I'm in. You know, it was cool though. Yeah, this hit for me. I like this. I like this a lot, actually.
We'll do a double rating on the next episode. We'll kind of rate the two of them together.
I actually liked. I'm gonna set this up for the rating on the next one. I actually like this a lot more than I thought I was going to.
Yeah.
Same.
You know, so because this was my second go at it. Like the first go at it, we had talked about this fucking 2 years ago when it first came out. You and I talked about it.
Yeah.
I think I watched like the first episode. It's kind of like, and I came in. I remember I watched it, and I came in the next day for class. We kind of talked about it. I was like, I don't know, man. And you were like, I know.
You were all kinds of obtuse about it.
I was also obtuse. Keep going with it.
Thank you, Gustav. I'm not letting that one go. Tony Stank. That one's not dying. I'm not letting that go. Tony Stank. Table for two. Stank. Tony Stank.
That's pretty funny.
That's never going away.
That's never going away. So I went into this going, ugh, fuck. All right, let's go. I came out of it going, oh, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
That's just an overall without giving like an actual numerical rating.
No, we'll do that. We'll do that on the next. We'll rate the two of them, rate them versus each other.
I think mine was kind of similar. I was like, all right, I'll just throw this on, do some work while I'm doing it. You know, I was like, whatever, I gotta watch this, you know. So I throw it on, but then I find myself like getting a little more invested each episode. I go like, no way. Real? No way. Like, what?
You killed him again?
Again?
How many times you gotta kill this poor bastard?
I'm like, damn, I gotta take a walk. They did it again. Oh my God. I'm done for tonight. I gotta pick this up tomorrow.
I'm gonna walk off his death.
They kill his ass again.
What basically happened is they stopped drawing the character. So I gotta walk it off.
Wait, so Taylor becomes the sorceress in this one, right?
Yeah, she does.
So,
At the end of it, she becomes
a sorceress. So, like, how did you feel about that?
Honestly, I was okay with it. As much as I love the original sorceress, like I liked and she's still in it. Like she still comes back to her to help her out, stuff like that. So she's not gone completely. But I was okay with it.
Was that previous knowledge? Did we know that she was the mom or no?
No, this is new, isn't it?
No, I think that was new.
Okay,
so
I gathered that was new because it felt like such a big reveal.
I don't remember if it was ever hinted to. It might have been hinted to, but it was never a big reveal until Revolution.
Okay, because it did feel big enough that it wasn't known to anyone else.
Yeah, no.
Right. Except for Duncan.
But I thought that was a really good twist.
And it seemed
sure
very well
if you
done.
go back and look at comments where there's a lot of people pissing and moaning about it.
Yeah.
But not me. I enjoyed it. I thought that was a good twist.
So that's
it
the one
worked
thing
for me.
Okay.
It worked for me that she becomes a sorcerer and that was her
when
mother.
that was like, you're the daughter, and I was like, oh.
So basically, Duncan got it on with the sorceress. Is that what we're trying to say? Because isn't Duncan her father?
Well,
Yes.
So
Yes,
Duncan, so good on him. He got it on with the sorceress.
Awesome. Here's the thing,
once in a
though.
while, a little late night magical booty.
Because during,
I'm okay with that.
Well, because during this, though, it's almost
with the flying
like
lady. All right.
Weird.
Give me those wings, baby. Give me those wings.
Larry, please continue.
I'm trying to, but this will keep
Don't put the feather
Keep
there.
fighting.
Not the feather
Keep
there.
going.
This is
Can you move your beak,
RNA.
please?
Can you move your beak? Can I wear the beak on mine?
Yes.
So
I want to wear the beak.
I wear the beak. But hold on, like during the series,
Fucking
though,
episode's going off the rails.
so far. But during the episode, during the series, even when was he always her father, or
Yes.
was he adopted? Okay, so
I mean, father, but like the adopted, I don't remember.
Or just
but
like
definitely,
father
like, it was
figure.
her quote unquote father.
okay, so
Yeah.
that being said, if he was supposed to be quote unquote her
But you
father,
never like met her mother, so it wasn't like they rewrote anything.
right? So
You know what I mean? You
what
never
I'm saying,
actually
though,
see who
is
her mother was.
we don't know. So because you had made a comment going, well, he got it on with her. I mean, yeah. So she's her daughter, but not his daughter. So where did she come from?
Wait, what?
I thought he was.
She's Duncan's daughter, and she's also the sorceress's daughter.
Okay, so no. I just asked you, like, during the series.
In the series, we never knew who her mother was.
Right. Fuck that.
So
We're
that's
talking
fine.
about her
We
father.
always knew that Duncan was
Was it
her
always,
father,
or was
yeah.
it like adopted? Like,
No, I don't remember. I don't remember it being adopted.
Or like
I remember it
father
actually
figure.
being his daughter.
Okay.
But I could be wrong. I'm sure somebody will stand up on their chair, scream at their keyboard, type in all caps, and yell at us.
During this series, like
Gustav, get on it.
Hopefully, because like she calls him Duncan.
I mean, she's
that
older.
threw me off, so I was like, oh, maybe that.
So
I
that's why I
gathered that it
couldn't-
was a father figure, and then I
That's
was
what I
like,
couldn't
oh, I
remember,
guess
if it was father
I guess
figure or
that's
father.
actually her father. You know?
And that's I'm just asking.
I
I'm more
remember it
asking.
being like, that's my daughter, like daughter.
Okay.
Talking her that
That's my
way.
daughter, not daughter figure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how I remember it.
Right.
But
Daughter,
this is the
dead ass
80s.
daughter. Straight up
Like
daughter.
I said, I rewatched it during the pandemic, but I don't, again,
Okay.
memory's not where it used to be. And so we'll see. I have to go, well, there's that. Shut up, I'm only a year older than you. Fuck.
That year.
That year was all it took to degrade.
only I can call you people old.
The degradation of that
hate
1
you.
year was fucking
Womp womp.
I'm kicking
disintegration.
your ass.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
Don't mind hitting women. Kick you.
Old.
Done.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're off
So
the
that was
rails
actually
again.
like my only like real question about like the whole Taylor becoming the sorceress. Like, what did you feel? Because that was definitely written in for this. Like that was never a thing. So, but yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. Again, it just kind of opens up the story a little bit more. It gives us a little bit more. So,
Yes.
I'm feeling it.
Yep.
Next.
I'm liking it. It's
Next.
pretty cool. All right.
Next time on He-Man, Masters of the Universe.
All right, so that's it. So that is Revelation. Got to write that down.
Revelation!
He-Man, Master Universe. Or should just say Master Universe Revelation. They
Yes.
don't really put the He-Man into the title.
No.
Because
no.
it is more about everybody else than just He-Man. So
Everybody wanted to be the master!
that's right. Everyone to be the Master
Dun, dun,
Universe. So
dun,
yeah.
dun.
And we'll get into next episode. We'll get into more of like
I am the
Eternia and all the different places. We have the Eternia's heaven and all that kind of stuff. So where they all keep going back to, and the other champions. I can't remember the word. Remember, there was so many
the
other champions.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
Preternia
a decent.
people.
Yeah, Preternia. Thank you.
Yeah,
That was what it's called.
And
Preternia.
Subternia.
Subternia.
Right.
The Tony Toddlers.
Oh boy.
Eternia.
Well, I mean that goes, and I know we're trying to end this episode, but that really goes back to the original '80s. We're like, I don't know, what do you call it? Merman, Stinkor, Ram
Just the
Man.
fucking names.
You know
What do you
Like,
do?
That's it.
I
You know
count.
what I mean?
Cowman.
Cowman.
Cowman. That's you.
That's it. A Lizard Man. Like that's it. Beast Man. You know what I mean? Like
You
that's.
be so bad.
Yeah, so like that's exactly what they did. So
I
it was the
know, they
same
call
thing.
me Beast Man, so-
Eternia, Peternia,
Preternia.
Subternia, whatever.
Eternia.
Yeah. So that was
They got like one
Eternia.
thing and they just keep going with that.
They rolled with it.
right turnia, left
Something
turnia.
Eternia, something else Eternia.
You get that. You take a right turnia and P-turnia.
And take a left turnia and
You
hit
do
subturnia.
That's right.
Bye.
Print it. Thank you, Lou Scheimer. Print it.
Done.
All right, done. All right, gang. We are Entertainment Rants. Check us out online at entertainmentrants.com. You'll find all of our links to all the different places you can listen to our podcast, or you can listen to it right online. Drop us a line at engage@entertainmentrants.com. Let us know what you thought of the episode. Let us know what you thought of Masters of the Universe, Revelation. Check us out on our social media, Facebook, Instagram. We have an X account. It just pretty much mimics what everything else we do. When I post in one, it posts in all. So let us know. Our stuff is up on YouTube. We post our episodes, the full episode, on YouTube. Definitely do some comments. We've been getting more comments on there, so thank you for those. Even the ones that call Larry obtuse. Not wrong. So let us know what you think.
I love it.
Give us a like, subscribe to our channels, and we'll appreciate it. We do have a donation spot on our website because, podcasting is not free. So let us know what you think. And we'll check out you next time. Next week, again, look for Master Universe Revolution on our next episode, and we'll wrap this all up. All right? What are you going to go out there and do, everybody?
Rant, let's rant.
Rant it up. I have the
power.
Fucking work with me, people. Jesus Christ on a bobsled stick. Jesus Christ on a motorbike.